Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Brother Riser Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, we give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Blessings into the hopeful and sincere elect. Just want to do a quick upload in regards to this new outrage from the NATO allies of America, in particular the Slovakians, in regards to this attack that Biden approves Zelensky, Ukrainian president, to use long-range missiles against Russia and the Kremlin and so on and so forth. And all these nations and different parties are vexed. And like it says, this NATO state Slovakian Robert Fico called for a move senseless and counterproductive. And it is unprecedented escalation of tensions, man, that they're pushing over there against Russia, unprovoked. And this is going into the provocation, provocations, I always get that word mixed up, of this war that's going to take place over there in the Middle East, and basically it's going to have lead to the Third World War, the war to end all wars, because you're going to have Israel that's going to be involved, and they're the least of the flock that's going to draw America out into this Third World War, and Russia's going to have to get involved to back their allies over there in the Middle East also. But this situation with Ukraine is also adding to the conflict and escalation of basically Putin retaliating against the West, man, in more ways than one. Because now, Biden, Sleepy Joe, Biden as I call him, is basically given all creeds and access for Ukraine to basically do an all-out try and takeover or all-out front war against Russia, which is going to escalate the tensions of the conflict. And basically the fact is that Russia's going to have to retaliate. Gog and Magog, the Medes, which is modern day Russia, Tsar Putin's going to have to retaliate one way or another because they're overstepping the mark. But as I said, even NATO allies like the Slovakians are vexed with America, basically vexed with Biden. And so why did you do this, basically? Because you're basically trying to lead everyone else down the toilet pan with you, because he's up in age, and he wants to see this world in basically go into a Third World War type scenario. And even Biden before, he said that he wouldn't want to lead America into no provocation before, because he said that at the end of it is basically no one's going to win, because the Third World War is going to take place and there's not going to be no winners. So why did he do this? Because he's in league with the wicked elite. He's been set up by the wicked elite to do a particular job and to push for world war, because all wars are bankers' wars. So the wicked elite have this in their mind, that they're going to win this war and come out on top with a new world order, not knowing that all this is going to backfire upon them anyway. And their own allies, so-called NATO and EU allies, are going to even shoot missiles upon their strongholds, mainly America, Babylon the Great, and destroy them from off the face of the earth. And then it says, DJ Trump speaking against it because, he's not the official president yet. He's the official elect president, but he's not going to get inaugurated until next year, January. So this guy Biden's basically setting the stage for all hell to break loose. And then he's going to use it as a ruse to blame it on DJ Trump to solve the situation between these nations, man, to stop the war, so to speak, which it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon now, because they're shooting these long-range missiles, man, and that's basically an act of war, they're overstepping the mark again because of America. So this is in the end why America is going to be so despised, and they're going to be basically looked down upon by all the nations on the earth, and ultimately all these nations are going to shoot their missiles, especially Russia, China, Iran, so on and so forth, and even their own allies, are going to shoot missiles on America and destroy their habitation, man. Destroy Bosra, which is modern day Babylon the Great, with their own wicked devices, being those ICBM missiles, the waste that was created to destroy. So I'm just going to read 1 or 2 scriptures and then close out. I want to make this too long. But this is stirring up the Medes, man. And it tells you Isaiah 17, verse 13, roughly paraphrasing that, the Medes are not going to regard gold nor silver in that day. Then they're just going to retaliate by shooting those nuclear missiles on their enemies, mainly over here in the West, America, Great Britain, so on and so forth, and destroy their habitations, man. That's why America's going to be lit on fire, literally like a lake on fire, man, from all them nuclear missiles that are going to be pelted America, man, from all their so-called, from all their enemies worldwide. The Tsar 1 and Tsar 2, Satan 1, Satan 2 missiles, all of those type of missiles are going to touch ground zero, and America's going to be destroyed within an hour, pursuant to Revelations 18 and 10. So I'm just going to read 1 or 2 precepts and close out. I don't want to make this too long. But this is Job 18 and 5. It says, "Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine." And this goes into the wisdom and the power of the wicked elite, who call themselves the so-called enlightened ones, holders of the light, aka Illuminati or Lucifer. They're going to be destroyed, man. The light of the wicked is going to be put out by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So then the spark of his fire shall not shine. So they're going to lose that wisdom and understanding that the Lord gave them, because they used it in wickedness. It says, "The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened." It says, "And his own counsel shall cast him down." So even Esau's own counsels are going to cast him down, meaning what? World War III. They're going to shoot missiles on their habitations, the glittering sword, to destroy that whole landmass of America, aka Babylon the Great. So for he's cast down into his a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. And that's what America's doing. They don't realize that they're walking upon a snare, and they're going to get taken down by their own wicked ass intentions and inventions, man. The waste that was created to destroy is going to be the total downfall of America, man, and burn that whole habitation up. It says the jinn, which another word for jinn is trap, shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. Yeah. So those nuclear missiles are going to be used to destroy, and bring judgment upon that wicked ass society known as America, man, for all the provocations and the ill-gotten gains and so ill doings that these devils have been doing for the longest. It says the snare is laid for him in the ground. What's in the ground? Those nuclear missiles that come out of them silos. It says, and the trap is for him in the way. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Exactly. So he's going to be. These devils are going to get it, man. They're going to get exactly what they've been looking for, which is death. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Yeah. And Yahweh Shai is coming to add more fire to the nuclear fire that's going to be taking place, and add more, hit them with that concentrated fire from the chariots, laser beams, to devour his strength, to devour their armies, man. So Esau's hasn't got a fighting chance. They haven't got a fighting chance, man. They're gonna lose on all fronts, and ultimately they're gonna go into slavery, starting with their wicked elite. The whole so-called council of the wicked, council of iniquity, man. Verse 14, it says, "His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the King of terrors," which is Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. So Esau's through. All America's doing is fulfilling prophecy, like it tells you, Revelation 17. And now you go up to verse 12, because America was made to go into what? Perdition. Verse 11, it says, "And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth," which is the eighth represents who? America. It came up out of the seven. you know, the Great Britons and so on and so forth, man, out of the bottomless pit, mainly of Europe. It says, and is out of the seven and goeth into perdition. So America was already be made to be destroyed. It was never made to, you know, keep a new world order or be the place of the new world order. That was their dream, so to speak. But the Lord had other plans for America, which is ultimately destruction. The word perdition means destruction, man. So that's exactly what's going to happen to America. You know, they're going to meet their fate. It says victory for the Lamb. Who's the Lamb? Yahweh Shai, man. The only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And he said what? That in verse 16, it says, and the 10 horns, which represents who? NATO and the EU nations, so-called allies of America, the beast system, so to speak. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And who's the whore? Represent America. Exactly. So it says, and shall make her desolate and naked. It says, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So that's exactly what's going to happen. As I read in the previous verse, it said that Job, in the book of Job, their own counsel shall cast them down. So even Esau's own allies from the EU and NATO nations, like the Slovakian president said, all these escalations are unprecedented and unnecessary. It's going to lead for basically these other so-called allies of America turning against America, man, and adding more fire and burning that bitch for getting them involved in a war that no one else wanted to be involved in, because it's a provocation. All these other nations, they don't want to be involved in this war, but Esau's forcing the hand. The American Edomites are forcing their hand basically and drawing them out into a war that they don't want to be involved in. And even Israel's going to do the same thing for America anyway, because they're constantly trying to attack different countries in the Middle East, mainly of, you know, allies of Russia, which are like Iran, the Persians, so on and so forth. So all this is going to lead to that Third World War in the Middle East, you know, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. That's why the Lord said, wake up the Gentiles, which are these other heathen nations, and get them ready to what? Make war. Because war is coming, man, and it's inevitable. But the war is only going to take place not until after the MOT to the big, which is the C-HIP technology, is made mandatory around the four winds of the earth, which these devils are getting ready to push and tout that technology more and more this next coming year, 2025, which we're like less than a month and a half away from them, you know. So this is prophecy speaking. Prophecy is speaking, man, and it's not going to tarry. It's definitely not tarrying, man. These prophecies are speaking louder and clearer day by day as we get closer to the day of our Lord's return, man, the year of his recompense. So this is what we're praying for, man. It's necessary evil, So anyway, with that, I'm going to close out, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, and Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect.